Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We are live on this Friday, the 11th day of December, 2009. And out of the gates, we are simulcasting the full 4 hours of this Friday radio show, live in living color, via television at prisonplanet.tv. Congressman Ron Paul is scheduled to join us in the next segment, but they are voting today up on Capitol Hill, so that may fluctuate. It does routinely when he is on Capitol Hill. You know, I've talked for years about how the global government plan is only the beginning. The United Nations documents, the Club of Rome documents, Council on Foreign Relations, State Department memorandums, biological diversity assessments, hundreds of government-funded textbooks call for a planetary regime, that's a quote, planetary police state government, that's a quote, planetary dictatorship, that's a quote, to carry out eugenics. This is what makes the whole world tick. It's why the license plate reading cameras are going in. It's why the CPS is interrogating all of your children and training them to spy on you. It's why the family is under attack. It's why our industrial society has been deindustrialized by design, publicly announced by the United Nations. And we're now going into the next deeper phase of this. The Chinese government officially yesterday, in the largest paper in the country and at the Copenhagen summit, called for a planetary regime to force a one-child policy to begin with. Simultaneously, papers across the world, TV news networks, and others called for a one-child policy to cut the carbon footprint, the deadly carbon dioxide now listed as a chemical toxin. Even though plants breathe it, humans exhale it. And so we're going to be going over the latest on ClimateGate, the latest on the establishment of world government, and what this world's going to look like if these people succeed. And I want to break down the phases of control. It just has really hit me hard again last night and this morning how serious this is, how dire this is, how criminal and just viciously controlling and selfish the planetary controllers and their minions are. We need to have a call to arms peaceably in the info war, a call to the info war, to really call these people out for what they are, bloodthirsty killers. They're already killing people all over the planet thanks to starvation and cutting off water supplies. And I want to detail their plan today after Congressman Ron Paul leaves us. Of course, Bob Chapman will give us his once-a-week visit on the economy as well as he does every Friday. For part of the third hour, we'll also have open phones. Later in the broadcast, they're not open yet. But here is the mainstream news article. China Daily, that's their big paper, government paper. Population control called key to deal. China says they'll sign on if the new planetary government implements a one-child policy. So we're going to be going over that after we come back. Also, the National Post out of Canada says the real inconvenient truth, the whole world needs to adopt China's one-child policy. Scores of other papers are announcing children are evil carbon blobs. And, of course, ABC News is reporting that children are being taught in public schools under a UN program with UNESCO when they should die, that their carbon credits run out at age 11. And, of course, the national ID card under treaty will keep a tally of your carbon credits. So that is all going into place. We're going to go to a quick break. We have Congressman Ron Paul on the line with us from Washington, and we'll go directly to Congressman Ron Paul on a host of issues: government takeover of health care, his audit the Fed bill, Obama getting the Peace Prize, the Communist Chinese calling for a planetary regime to enforce one-child policies. We'll talk to the congressman, the leader in the fight for liberty and freedom globally, straight ahead. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv. Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Okay, we've got him until the bottom of the hour, unless the bell rings. There's a vote at 12:30 Eastern. We've got Ron Paul for the next 20 minutes. I want to first play a clip for the congressman of the Herman von Rompuy, the head of the EU, saying that the carbon tax and this treaty will be the birth of world governance. And then I want to play Al Gore saying the same thing and get the congressman's take out of the gates on that subject. Here is the new head of the EU.
9 is also the first year of global governance, with the establishment of the G20 in the middle of the financial crisis. The climate conference in Copenhagen is another step towards the global management of our planet.
Okay. And he goes on for many minutes after that. Here's Al Gore saying that environmentalism is the key to global governance. Here is Al Gore, former Vice President Al Gore.
But it is the awareness itself that will drive the change. And one of the ways it will drive the change is through global governance and global agreements.
Congressman, for 30 years, you've warned of global government reading their own documents. I have the Danish text leaked of the treaty calling for global governance, a global authority over all air travel over the oceans, 2% tax, flat tax on all GDPs paid to the IMF and World Bank, effectively abolishing the UN's power. The UN is freaking out. Private, corporate, global governance. Congress